So I want to emphasize that being digitally this education initiative, being digitally nomadic, is just the first step. The initiative itself plugs into all of the best possible stuff around future focused learning, as it's so called, team teaching as they call it. The type of education that draws the best out of a student by plugging into what they're passionate about and facilitating learning of what it is they're most passionate about and most interested in. If I go back to when I was a kid, on my report card for one of the years in high school, my form master wrote on my report, Paul learns best what he's interested in. Well, no shit, Sherlock, right? We all do. Anyway, so being digitally nomadic is just the first step. It takes everything else and it layers on top of that the possibility to experience education in any location around the world, or in principle in any location around the world, because it may be that you don't go to one of the hubs from this global school. It may be that you are indeed on a plane, train, or in an automobile, or cafe, or wherever the heck it is you are, and that it doesn't matter what the age is. And I can just sort of hear the people screaming already now. Oh no, you can't do that. Well, yes, you can. Anyway, the next step is indeed where do we go from there? Well, that really is really not defined by us at this point. We need to still explore where work is going to go beyond the concept of digital nomadic work. And 30 years ago, no one conceived really the idea about being able to have this type of business where there is no bricks and mortar structure, where there is no permanent office where everyone convenes. The internet wasn't around back in 1989 in its current form. That took until the early 90s to have a fledgling form. So no one conceived this possibility. I'm sure there were a number of visionaries and dreamers who had the idea, but in the way it works right now, that didn't happen. So we need to have a group of people in the inner circle who are equally futurist thinking, visionary thinking, to see where work is going to go and start preparing the younger generation for that way of work by transforming the way education is delivered from being digitally nomadic to whatever that is. So it is just the first step. It's not the end goal. It is a milestone along the path to 2050. So again, if this is the sort of thing you're interested in, if you have an opinion, and more than just opinion, if you have real solid, strong, passionate beliefs about how work will be in 2050 and beyond, and about education and helping the young generation to learn in an environment which is going to be a slide in to the type of environment they'll be working in, and they'll be creating businesses in and creating jobs in that 2050 environment, then please reach out and let's have a conversation to see if we can collaborate. Now, if that's not you, but if you've enjoyed this, thank you very much for joining us. Please just like the video and share it with anyone you think may benefit from it. Whether or not they could be someone who can participate in this initiative or not, or whether it is they're just passionate about helping kids to learn in a way that is different to the current learning model. Thanks very much. My name is Paul Langer. Appreciate you listening.